Okay, so we got a question right here. Which of the following statement is not a valid conclusion from alpha particle scattering experiments? Okay, so as we know from the alpha particle scattering experiment, that when alpha particles were ejected onto a gold foil, right, we got to know that most of the alpha particle went straight through the gold foil. It like basically, so it made the conclusion that most of the atom is empty space, right? And only most of the most of the alpha particles were deflected back with a small angle, right? So we made a conclusion that they were like positively charged particle inside the atom of gold foil, right? Because it deflected it at small angles, right? And then very few were deflected at very large angles, like greater than 90-degree angles, right? So from that we concluded that there is like a smallly dense basically a charged particle, positively charged particle in the basically center of the atom, right? Or maybe it's concentrated, concentrated mass is there, so let's see the options right here. Most of the atom, we have the option number A, which is most of the atom is empty space. So it is a valid conclusion that I stated before, so A is basically correct, right? We need to find the incorrect one, not a valid conclusion, right? So we have the next option, which is most of the mass of the atom is concentrated in the nucleus. Yes, as I stated, there was mass concentrated when they were deflected at large angles. So they concluded that the concentrated mass in the nucleus or in the atom, right? Of the atom in the nucleus, So now we have the third option, which says the nucleus contains all of the charges. No, nucleus contains only the positive charge, because alpha particle is positive charge, right? B is correct, right? Alpha particle is basically positively charged particle, right? And it has 2 protons, right? So it needs a large force to be deflected, right? But if nucleus was like containing all of the charges, it might have gone attracted rather than repelling at large degree angles, right? So we can say C is incorrect, right? And let's check the last option as well. The radius of the nucleus is very small compared to the radius of the atom. That is true, that the radius of the atom was the radius of the nucleus was very small, because atom is this, for example, atom is this, inside is there's a nucleus which is smaller than atom, right? So this is a nucleus, right? And this is atom, right? You can just it's for the educational purpose, I draw just an example. Okay, so we know that D is also correct, so our option number C is basically correct, because it's not a valid conclusion that was made from the alpha particle scattering experiment.